the plot of this book is that Courtney is a figure skater with her partner Mark, and they are trained by a husband and wife couple. And this husband and wife couple introduces another figure skating pair into their rink, into their arena under the same training, which causes a lot of issues for Courtney and Mark. So Josh and Stephanie, a pair of figure skaters that are siblings, come into the rink, come into their lives, and totally disrupt everything, especially for Courtney. So this, as I said before, is definitely a romance novel. It's new adult, so it's fairly clean, which is amazing because every once in a while it's nice to read something more or less fresh and I guess innocent in a way you could say, because everything I see going viral on TikTok and Bookstagram, I guess you could call it, it's that they're going viral for the spice rather than the story itself. So this series definitely focuses on more so fluff in the romance and the actual storyline. So Jennifer Comeaux is actually a huge fan of figure skating. I've realized, which I am as well. I really like the aesthetic of figure skating and ballet. I love as well. So she's definitely done her research when she talks about certain things that that the pairs are doing in their skating. It's so vivid and it's so realistic that it had me thinking about Tessa and Scott Virtue. Oh my gosh, I wish they got married, but they're not both Virtue. Tessa and Scott, so Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer from the Canadian Olympic team. I really wish they got together. Anyway, it really made me think of their dancing together because of the chemistry that Jennifer Comeaux wrote. You could actually see it if you Google Tessa and Scott's dancing together, ice dancing together. It's very descriptive, her writing, and very realistic, which I can appreciate because she's done her research, and you just know that it means so much more when it actually could happen. The first novel, I've read all three, but this is just the video for the first one. The first novel is longer than the other two, but it doesn't feel longer. It's not longer by much. I believe it's roughly 300 pages, but that was also because I read an ebook, so I'm not sure how many pages it is on paperback. I loved all of it though. I could not wait to keep reading, and a lot of books lately have been disappointing me, just because I can't find a book to catch my attention that makes me want to go back into that world so much more that I keep picking up the book over and over again during the day just to get little parts of it before I do what I have to do. But this series, this book specifically, the first one, I finished, oh my gosh, did I finish in a day and a half? Maybe a day and a half, 2 days and a half, something like that. Even to the point where I had company over and I should have been helping clean the house and whatever, get everything ready, but I was hiding away in my room reading this book because I could not put it down. It was so interesting because I was wondering where the story would take a turn, and it took turns that I would never have expected. There are certain things that I said in my blog that I'll link below, but there are certain things I liked about this book, certain things I didn't like about the book. Rather, the things I didn't like about the book were more so things that, like, characters in the book that I didn't like, or things that the characters did, rather than actual things in the book. Because the book itself to me was perfect. I loved it so much. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It's fluffy, it's romantic, it's a sports romance, which I'm usually not too keen on because I don't like sports, but I really like figure skating and dance, obviously. It just tailored to everything I was looking for at the time, and it even inspired me to get back on my skates and go to my local arena over here. So that was nice. You definitely won't regret it if you read this book, because once you read the first one, you're going to be dying to read the second and the third. A few things that I really liked about this book that I mentioned in my blog were the dynamic between Courtney and Josh, because obviously they're the main characters. They're the pair that fall in love, and I really liked their maturity with each other, because it's so common to see, I believe they were 19 and maybe 20, 21, I think he was a little bit older than her. It's so funny to see a book, when you read a romance book, and you see all of a sudden the couple who has been so inexperienced for 19, 20, 21 years, whatever, overnight becomes this hypersexual being. It just makes no sense to me. I don't understand how you can go from 0 to 100 like that, especially when you're trying to make a character believable. So I really appreciated that Jennifer Comeaux, she did more of fade to black scenes, which, that's fine. There's literally nothing wrong with that. You don't need pages upon pages of descriptive consummation to make your book a romance, right? That shouldn't be the only thing in your book, I think. That's just my personal preference. To those who really like spice and everything that's been going viral on TikTok, by all means, enjoy it. It's just not for me. So again, that's why I found this book and this series really refreshing in general. So I loved that they were very mature with each other and very honest with each other. That was another thing. That they were both kind of figuring out this relationship as like their first big relationship for each other, so it was kind of like that they were learning together, which was kind of cute. Something I didn't like about this book, and again, it's nothing to do with Jennifer Comeaux because she's fantastic, love her. It has to do more so with the characters. So I would say my least favorite characters are Mark and Stephanie. So Mark is Courtney's skating partner. They're figure skating partners, and he has his own girlfriend, so like there was never any worry about him kind of being an issue. But there was an issue I had with him, that he was just overly protective. Like, I can totally understand. They were friends, they were skating partners, they can get to know each other better than most people can because they spend excessive amounts of time together, and they have to trust each other pretty damn much to be able to do what they do. So I can totally understand and respect that, but I found that Mark he was too protective over Courtney, that it was kind of getting weird. And I was like, bro, like, are you into her? Like, is this why you're so protective over her? Like, no normal friend is like this, right? But he was like, I don't know. If I had a friend like that, if I had a guy friend like that specifically, I'd be pretty pissed at him because he's blocking me from, trying to get together with somebody who is totally fine to get together with. Another character I didn't like was Stephanie. Stephanie is Josh's sister. And Mark was like the kind of character that I loved to hate. Jennifer did a great job writing that. She made a perfect character that I could love to hate. Stephanie, I just straight up hated. I don't understand siblings that treat each other the way Stephanie treated Josh, because like, I have a brother, and when I was reading the things that Stephanie would say and do, especially the thing about the beach house and like his phone, I was so upset. You're gonna have to read this book if you want to understand what I mean, because I was so upset when I saw this. I have a brother, and I would never talk to him or do the things that Stephanie did to Josh the way that she did them, and I would never think of like going through his phone. Like, I don't know, she's the worst sister. And like, to a certain degree, I totally understand siblings like getting into arguments and not being able to communicate with each other. Like, me and my brother, we always got into a little bit of arguments, whatever, little things that would last like a week or two at most. But I could never understand how Stephanie completely just like puts aside her brother. I just don't understand how she screws him over so many times, and it's really hard to like any part of her, but she really screws him over. She's just, I don't know, she's the worst. But anyway, I definitely think if you're in a little bit of a reading rut like I was and you can't find anything that interests you, definitely check out Crossing the Ice by Jennifer Comeaux. It's a three book series, but it doesn't feel like 3 books. It feels like you want more and more and more, and then when the 3rd book's done, like when I just finished the 3rd book, I was like, wow, I think Jennifer needs to write another one. Because I didn't want to let that go. I didn't want to let those characters go in the storyline. It was so intriguing. I could have read it forever, and honestly, I'm about this close to buying the paper copies to put on my shelf, just because I really liked them. I really enjoyed them. So what can I say? If you guys want to check my blog post, it's much more descriptive than I can remember from what I'm saying to you right now. But yeah, you can definitely check my blog. You can check my Instagram. Let's be friends. Send me a message if you have any questions, any PR inquiries. If you just want to have a conversation about books, we can talk. I will link everything below. You can even find me on Goodreads if you're interested. You can see the books that I read last year, the books I read in the summer, my reading challenge. You can join my reading challenge. I'm trying to read 25 books this year because I haven't read in a long time. And I say long, probably since COVID started. It's been a little bit for me. So I just want to start with 25 books, and then hopefully next year I can get to 50, and then the year after that 75, and then just keep going up until I read all the books I've ever wanted to read. You can see my do not finish books and the books that I want to read. So link it below. Let's be friends. Add me on everything you want to add me on, or nothing. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. But yeah, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. And if you subscribe, I'll totally be thankful because it's free and you're helping me out a little bit. So thank you, Jennifer, for sending me the book series in the first place. And thank you for watching this video and for making it to the end. I really hope you enjoyed it. And there'll be 2 more videos about this series coming very shortly. So thank you very much. Have a great day. And ci vediamo presto. Ciao.